stage. I'd like to call upon Honorable Lawrence Karanja. Please join me on stage. The representative to Anne Nyaga, kindly join us on stage. I also want to introduce Dr. Margaret Karembu. Wapigeni makofi tafadhali. Please welcome them with a big round of applause. Next, I'd like to introduce Mr. Vitumbiko Chinoko. Please clap for him. Oh, are you still trying to figure out that name? I'm also posing. I'm really going really slow so that I don't massacre that name. It's a very unique name. And finally, I'd like to introduce Mrs. Teresia Nyawira. No, we can do better. We can do better. Let's clap for her. All right, thank you. Thank you for joining us on stage. At this point, I'll introduce my co-MC, who is going to help us with this part of the program, Madam Pasi Amayo. Now, quickly, we'll make it short and sweet. I'm going to introduce the winner of the TV category and second runner-up of the Ofab Kenya Media Awards 2020.
So, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. This is a celebration. We're going to be celebrating exemplary journalists who have been covering agricultural biotechnology. So, as my co-host has said, the winner for the TV category and second runner-up, this is a young Kenyan journalist who draws his life story when telling his stories. He was born in a small village, and being the last born of a peasant farmer, his first series of science, research, and technology innovation stories, dubbed Ufaafu wa Teknolojia, aired on QTV, a TV channel owned by Nation Media Group in 2016. The stories described how simple researches and innovations changed lives in the villages. After receiving his postgraduate course in multimedia journalism from the Aga Khan University Graduate School of Media, Lusinge embarked on a new community science, research, and technology show dubbed Techno Hammer, which has since aired on Kenya's 24/7 TV channel KTN News, which earned the second position for the gender reporting category in 2017 Media Council of Kenya Awards. This gentleman is currently working on the collection of how science and technology will transform African lives and increase food production. So I am pleased to announce the second runner-up. His name is William Lusinge.
Let's give him a big round of applause.
William Lusinge, join us on the stage. A round of applause as he approaches. You can do better than that. A round of applause.
Tuongeze makofi tafadhali.
Makofi kwake. Congratulations, Lusinge. Congratulations. Let's appreciate William for his exemplary work. Another round of applause, please. Another round of applause.
Congratulations. Next, I'd like to introduce to you the winner of the radio category and first runner-up of the Ofab Kenya Media Awards 2020.
Now, this gentleman started his journalism career through the internship at the People Daily newspapers. Thereafter, he joined and worked with Nairobi Sports House in marketing department for a period of 2 years. He left Nairobi Sports House and joined Radio Jambo as a correspondent in Kakamega County for a period of 2 years. It is now 7 years since this gentleman joined MediaMax Network Milele FM as a correspondent in Busia County, where his role has been to gather news stories, package and send them to the newsroom for broadcast. Over the years, he has gained the experience of being an all-round journalist with vast knowledge in agriculture, education, environment, and health. This person has received grants from Media Council of Kenya, Article 19, and Africa-China reporting on environmental issues to pursue feature stories on specific topics. Without further ado, the winner for the radio category and first runner-up overall is Benjamin Wakoli.
Makofi tafadhali. Congratulations, Mr. Benjamin Wakoli.
A round of applause as he comes. Hongera kwako. Congratulations. A round of applause once more. A round of applause.
Congratulations, Benjamin.
Congratulations.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to unveil the winner of the print and online category and overall winner, Ofab Kenya Media Awards 2020.
This person is an award-winning science and environmental journalist working at Nation Media Group in Nairobi, Kenya. He has over 5 years of experience reporting on science and development, focusing on agriculture and climate change, environmental and conservation, innovation, and energy. He has covered assignments from Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Senegal, Ghana, India, and recently, Spain. His work has been published by Reuters, Daily Mail, Christian Science Monitor, All Africa, Thomson Reuters Foundation, the East African newspaper, Daily Nation, Business Daily Africa, The Citizen Tanzania, Down to Earth India, Climate Home News, and Desmog UK. This person is the overall winner of the Ofab Kenya Media Award, and his name is Leonard Obi. Leopold Obi.
Karibu. Congratulations.
Congratulations, and a round of applause as he comes. A round of applause for Leopold Obi as he comes. A round of applause as he shows up.
Makofi.
Makofi kwake.
You can do a small dance while I teach.
Hey.
All right. Congratulations.
Congratulations. A round of Makofi. Makofi Haziko. Makofi. Makofi kwake. Congratulations. Let's all smile for the photo.
Mr. Mayday. Sexy body. They make me surgery, surgery. Too sabi. For this party.
All right. So thank you, DJs. Please don't leave the stage. Don't leave the stage just yet. Just 2 minutes. Let's have a 1 minute remark by our winner. Just 1 minute.
Thank you very much. I'm very grateful to receive this award. I would like to thank Ofab, organizers of this event, and my media house, Daily Nation, for giving me opportunity to be a part of them. This is quite a surprise. I've been here for a while. This is now my 5th year reporting on science and development. And I really feel honored. I don't have much to say, but I would like to give thanks to my editors at Seeds of Gold and our readers who keep on encouraging us to keep reporting.
Still managed to have a lunch in this place, and we thank the Serena Hotel for giving us this facility. In Kenya, the situation is not looking so good, as we all know, and sadly, 1.2 million people globally have succumbed to the virus, and then in Kenya, the situation is looking really gloomy, as we have more than 66 people who are infected, and more shockingly, 1,000 plus people, Kenyans, brothers and sisters, have lost their lives. It is incumbent, therefore, that upon each one of us to be extra cautious and strictly adhere to the Ministry of Health COVID-19 preventive measures in order to win the fight against this monster. Please, I just want to remind every one of us, immediately you finish your bite, make sure you get back your mask, just to make sure that we are all adhering to the Ministry of Health guidelines. And at this juncture, I would like to request all of us to stand and observe a moment of silence for the many Kenyans who have come to this virus, and just observe a moment of 1 minute silence. And may their souls rest in peace. Amen. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme of this year's Ofab Media Awards is Connecting Science to Society. This theme is largely informed by the devastation visited upon us by this pandemic. We really must connect science with society. How should science matter to you, our communities, and the rest of the world at large? It is evidently clear that cutting-edge science is proving invaluable in combating the pandemic and saving our lives from the ravaging disease. By far, bioscience technologies are already offering some of the most promising tools for developing vaccines, and we are already aware is with us is made out of technology. This pandemic has taught us hard lessons on trusting science and expert voices. Let it be a wake-up call to our country to invest more in science, technology, and innovation to combat issues such as this disease, drought, food insecurity, climate change, environmental degradation, and many other challenges. That it is really upon all of us to urge governments to enact policies that support and favor advancements in biosciences research and development. Our leaders now need to be more decisive and proactive. It is a high time we all make science count. And I'm told that our hashtag today is making science count. And the media who are here are and will be part of, at the center of these developments. Why? Misinformation and disinformation has led to delayed decision-making, denying millions access to the benefits of cutting-edge science. Biotechnology has had its share of this drawback through sensationalization and misrepresentation of facts. In fact, we say for biotechnology and more common word known to all of us, GMOs, has suffered what you even call an infobesity. There's so much misinformation and disinformation about technology. It has indeed become a very emotive issue, and if you are not careful, the fear created through various forms of media will lead to impasse again, making Kenya and Africa a follower instead of a leader in science, technology, and innovation. I challenge the media to help us and all our policymakers shed off the victim mentality, that we are victims of technology, and also the poverty mentality that we don't have. Sina, serikali saidia, no. We all know that for a long time now, and even in this room, we have some of the best renowned world genetic engineers. And so we need not feel insecure when we are conducting our science. Yeah, we need not feel, am I okay? Okay. So we need not feel insecure because we are in the safe hands of our scientists. In Kenya, we already have a very able, competent National Biosafety Authority. And I would like to ask Professor Mutui, and your team, they are here, to just stand for recognition because they have just finished a very informative biosafety conference that was getting our people to understand what measures we have in place that are already supporting safe use of this technology. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Ofab Kenya is a story of triumph and success for science, technology, and innovation, especially in the agricultural sector. Okay. It serves as a non-partisan, effective, and responsive platform for agricultural stakeholders and policymakers to interact and network through sharing of knowledge, aspirations. Many times we also share our fears and concerns about the technology, and very, very importantly, the experiences over the last 24 years that this technology has already been commercialized. Ofab provides an opportunity for dialogue, not debate, on all aspects of the technology based on scientific evidence. So what Ofab tries to do is to put some science sense in the discussion. We note with gratitude the platform has enhanced understanding and appreciation of the technology, resulting in improved policy decision-making. Ofab Kenya is the pioneer chapter, and we are very proud of that. But now we have 7 other chapters in Africa, namely Burkina Faso, Ethiopia, Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria, Tanzania, and Uganda. And I'm sure the Ofab manager will be talking a little bit more about that. So the OMAS recognizes the critical role played by the mass media, print and online, radio and television, in promoting constructive dialogue on modern biotechnology through responsible, professional, ethical, and effective reporting. Over the years, Ofab has continuously engaged journalists, and we truly know that we have enhanced their capacity to accurately and responsibly report on this side. In this light, Ofab Kenya recognizes and annually awards journalists who have excelled and consistently reported, gone out of their way to sensitize the public on this topic, and most importantly, trying to make it a public agenda. So this technology is about food, it's about our health, it's about the environment, it's about the way we live. So in every sphere, we have seen the Ofab, the journalists covering very many different angles, and we are very, very happy about that. Agricultural biotechnology, the focus of Ofab Kenya, has over the years continued to deliver numerous socioeconomic benefits over the last 24 years of commercialization of biotech products. In 2018, for example, 26 countries grew a total of 191.7 million hectares of biotech crops, contributing to food security, sustainability, and mitigating climate change impacts by reducing the overall impact of greenhouse gases and global warming. Overall, cumulatively 2.3 billion hectares of biotech crops have been grown since 1996, when the first biotech crop was put on the ground. Africa more than doubled the number of countries approving and planting biotech crops from 3 in 2018 to the current 7 in 2020. And Kenya proudly is one of those that have joined that league of the 7 countries in Africa that have given approval for cultivating biotech crops with our farmers. Can we give ourselves a big clap? The 3 biotech crops, the other countries are the Kingdom of Eswatini, Ethiopia, Malawi, Nigeria, Sudan, and South Africa. 3 biotech crops continue to command the global market, namely maize, soybean, and cotton, and these are also the ones that Africa is growing. And the 4th crop, which is the BT cowpea, insect-resistant cowpea, was approved by Nigeria Biosafety Authority as the newest crop in the global biotech basket. So no other country has approved BT cowpea, insect-resistant cowpea. Nigeria has made that landmark. Kenya has also made significant progress, as we know, through the commercialization of biotech cotton that the government of Kenya fully approved on 19th December 2019. And just last week, our Agriculture Secretary, Honorable Peter Munya, launched the distribution of BT cotton seeds to farmers to establish on-farm demonstrations so that farmers can start learning how to use the new improved genetically modified cotton. And we are very proud now that if you want to see a genetically modified crop, you don't have to go outside the country. For some of us, we know how many trips we have taken just to go and convince our policymakers that these crops are actually growing in farmers' fields. So just 2 weeks ago, we had a team from Eastern Province. We went to Western Kenya, Nyanza and Busia, and we were really excited to see how the BT cotton is performing at the on-farm demonstrations in farmers' fields. This development heralds a new dawn for cotton farmers in the country. The biotech cotton has inbuilt resistance to the African bollworm, the most destructive cotton pest on the continent and beyond. Growing this cotton will significantly reduce the use of pesticides in the environment from about 12 sprays to just about 3 sprays per season, thus reducing the cost of production and the cost of input like water and other inputs that you need to mix the chemicals. The improved crop will also increase farmers' production by protecting their harvest from being chewed by this cotton bollworm. 2 other biotech crops are in the research pipeline, very advanced, and they include biotech maize, BT maize, resistance to the stem borer, and genetically modified cassava that is resistant to the cassava brown streak disease. BT cotton, which has shown resistance against stem borer, seems to also have an added advantage of protecting the crop against the fall armyworm infestation, which is, as you know, is a real nuisance in our country. To date, 14 countries currently cultivate BT maize commercially, approved more than 2 decades ago. So for Kenya, once maize also becomes available after undergoing through the due process of regulatory approval, we are going to have another crop and joining other countries that have already grown this crop for more than 20 years. South Africa here in the continent grows close to 2 million hectares of biotech maize. And the adoption rate is already close to 90%, meaning that farmers are reaping benefits from the maize. Cassava is the other biotech crop nearing commercialization in our country, and it is engineered, as I said, against the cassava brown streak disease. And for those who come from the cassava region, you know that once cassava brown streak gets to your farm, you lose a 100% of the crop, because those stains, if it gets rotten, you cannot even feed it to your animals. You cannot use it for feed. So an application for open cultivation was submitted by Carro scientists.
Hi, everyone. Hi.
Hello. Julius, you didn't have lunch?
So, my name is Julius Sigay. I was the founding editor of Seeds of Gold for the Nation. And now, communications. So, was the, and the time.
Thank you, Julius. So I'm sure most of us have read Seeds of Gold, haven't we? That's the founder.
I greet you all.
Hello?
Dr. Leah comment. But my area is communication and development. As my said, we enjoyed interacting with the stories presented for examinations. And indeed, they were innovative. Indeed, they were original. And it became tough even to decide who is who. But at the end of the day, there's got to be a winner. You know, it's okay, but it's not okay to quit. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Leah, from Daystar University, teaching communications. Good afternoon.
Okay, my name is Paul Kuria. I work for Kenya Agricultural and Livestock Research Organization, just here in Kabete. I'm happy to be part of this year's judgment. It was amazing to read stories coming from different journalists. Technology, so when stories that were coming from the media, it was it was good. It was good to read, and we continue engaging. We continue informing the public, the stakeholders about biotechnology, and the issue that it has to solve some of the pressing issues in agriculture. I'm also part of the team that is working virus-resistant cassava for Africa in an effort to combat two major cassava diseases. That's cassava mosaic disease and cassava brown streak disease. So we are almost getting to the commercialization stage. We've seen how technology has worked towards solving some of those diseases that impact on cassava. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so very much. We also have the fourth judge, Dr. Benson Buru. He is the principal scientist at the National Commission for Science, Technology and Innovation. They deal with policy matters on STI, but unfortunately, he was engaged in another event out of Nairobi. He could not join us, but his spirit is right here with us. He's the one who judges whether those stories are addressing policy issues. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Please join me again in giving them a big round of applause. Because if it were not for them, if they didn't give us any winners, we would not be here. Okay, so to this year's Ofab Media Awards Kenyan winners, live up with the following philosophy. Winning isn't getting ahead of others. It is getting ahead of yourself. I repeat, winning is not getting ahead of others. It is getting ahead of ourselves. And I borrowed these words from Roger Stober. I'm sure for the lovers of football, you know this very well. So, our distinguished members of the Fourth Estate, we appreciate you. Remember that winning is about giving inspiration and using the power of your pen and your voice so that you can transform societies. And for all of us at Ofab, of course, selfishly, we really appreciate the role you are playing in amplifying science, technology, and innovation. And to all of you, we say a big, big, big thank you. To every entrant to our awards this year, you are all winners, even though you may not get the prize today. But you reached the finishing line. And as you heard from the judges, they were having challenges getting who it is in the right number 1, 2, 3. But finally, they had to go into a Kamukunji. Then when we saw some white smoke, we knew we had some winners. So thank you so much. So we appreciate all of you. And once again, Ofab is your platform. It is your network. Feel free anytime. Get in touch with our secretariat. Godfrey is somewhere. Yes, Godfrey is right there. If you want to become a member, please register so that we can walk this journey together. And with those many remarks, I just want to again welcome all of you to this Ofab Media Awards Gala. Enjoy yourselves, Muji, enjoy. We don't have our band as usual because, of course, you know why. We cannot have a live band, but we know that we're having great fun. And just before I call upon the manager of the Ofab Africa to give us a few remarks, I also want to recognize that we also work with the continental bodies, the African Biosafety Network of Expertise, and I see Dr. Silas Obukosia here. Please just stand so that we all know that Africa Union is right here. Thank you so much for coming, Silas. So, with those remarks, I end my speech and I give it back to Dan. You know, sometimes I play the role of MC even when I've not been given the MC. I was already inviting the next speaker. Okay, so it's now my honor and duty to invite our boss at the Ofab, the Open Forum on Agricultural Biotechnology, Mr. V2 Biko Chinoko, who is the manager of the Open Forum on Agricultural Biotechnology, to give us his remarks and to just 1 or 2 words introduce himself. That name, I had to struggle to know how to pronounce it. He'll tell us where he is coming from.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Margaret Karembu. Give her a big round of applause, please. Thank you very much. She is officially now my co-MC. Asante sana for doing a good job. And let me just introduce my co-MC. Her name is Pasi Amayo. She'll be helping with sanitizing the microphones. So all the speakers who are coming on stage, please pass through here. We'll sanitize the mics and sanitize you as well. We need to keep safe. Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. MC. I think I've met most of you online because these days, because of COVID, we're always having our meetings online. And the first question I get is, so it's you? Because maybe they're actually struggling to appreciate that this is my actual height. But I've come to accept my height as a gift from God. I come from Southern Africa, in particular Malawi. And 90% of our presidents that we've had are actually short. So I'm actually thinking that this could actually be a gift from God. And then I was trying to project that statistics across Africa. It actually has a very small error of margin of +1 and -1. So maybe my chances are really good. Yeah, so thank you very much, Ofab. But let me first of all recognize and appreciate the presence of our guest of honor, Mr. Lawrence Karanja. Let me also recognize the presence of the members of the Presidential Delivery Unit, and also all government representatives available here. So we do have Carol, we do have at African level Abney, and all others that have come to really be with us today. We want to hugely appreciate your coming and your presence. We don't take that for granted. I also want to recognize the media. I think we shouldn't have been here if it wasn't for your work. And I want to say thank you very much for giving us work, for promoting our work, but more importantly, for participating in the media awards this year for Ofab Kenya. Again, just to welcome all ladies and gentlemen. And again, I don't know if from ATF it's just me and Mr. Suleiman, but in case there's any other person from ATF, I also want to recognize you. Thank you. I was asked to provide an overview of the Ofab Media Awards since it started. And I just want to do that, and I don't intend to take a lot of time. The reason why we had or we designed or wanted to have the Media Awards was precisely because of the theme of today, wanting to connect science to society. What we've seen is that there's quite a lot of opinions out there around biotechnology. And most of those opinions are actually not based on science. And it was incumbent on us that are promoting agricultural biotechnology to find ways of how we can better connect science to the society. And I think in the era that we're in, one of the most important avenues for us to do that was indeed to engage the media, to see how the media can help us put out facts out there and let people appreciate science from a science perspective and not from what they've heard or from what somebody taught them. And I think that became a huge task for us because maybe as you appreciate, most of our media colleagues are not science specialists, as it were. And I think this is a contrast, for example, from the West, where you can actually have, for example, journalists that are science, are also trained in science, as it were. So for us, it was very important that I think we try to bring in journalism, we try to bring media to ensure that these facts, the science aspect is actually simplified and communicated, and people get to understand what it actually is. And this is the reason why we're here and we continue to celebrate those that have done this job over the years. So we started this journey in 2017. And from there on, we've actually been able to see winners in three categories: radio, media, and television. And in each of the countries where we are, Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Ethiopia, Nigeria, and Ghana, the winners from these countries are also contesting at African level. And we've run this without stop since 2017, and we've seen different countries actually winning the overall prize. In 2017, when we just started this, we had a winner from Nigeria by the name of Omarara Ofarayan. In 2018, we had the Africa overall winner coming from Tanzania, Mr. Calvin Gwambara. In 2019, we had an overall winner coming from the country where I'm speaking from, Mr. Gabriel Kudaka. So what we're doing basically is really celebrate these winners from the country chapters, like the ones that we're going to see today, and then profile them even further to see if they can compete. So to say, if I have to use that word, because Dr. Karemba has told us winning is about getting ahead of yourself. So I'm using that term very conservatively, knowing the wisdom that we've learned today.
Early this year, and it's undergoing regulatory review to ascertain its safety for food, for feed, and also for the environment. And Waziri, I just wanted to say that this is another very important crop in the manufacturing sector. As we have seen during the COVID-19, countries like Zambia have been developing their own sanitizers using ethanol from cassava. And this is a very, very important use for this crop. And then you also, the Kenya Industrial Research Institute, KIRDI, is already applying nanotechnology, another advanced form of biotechnology, to start developing biodegradable carrier bags, paper bags. And this is also a very big, will have a big impact in the industry, because then you reduce the amount of non-recyclable material cleaning up the environment. Then again, we have had investors who have expressed interest in using cassava as part of their feed. And you can imagine, if we can use that cassava for food, for feed, and also for environmental conservation, then we'll count on the Ministry of Industrialization, Trade and Enterprise Development to get that going. Because I know even for cotton, that was a major driver. to why we are today. So ladies and gentlemen, the media forms an integral part in adoption of these improved crops. It sensitizes and educates the public on probiotic, hence stimulating dialogue on effective utilization. The Kenyan media has led from the front in cultivating public awareness, and we commend all of you for that. Today, we appreciate our journalists for their continued efforts in covering agricultural biotechnology objectively. Now, for this particular event, we received an overwhelming, impressive number of entries for the competition. In fact, we continue recording an increased number of entries every year. And even today, as I was coming, I know there are a few journalists who are calling me, and I don't know whether you are able to admit them. There are some who heard that there's a celebration of science journalists and they decided to come. Okay. So we are very excited that there's a lot of interest in reporting about science. So the winning entries were selected by an independent judging committee based on 5 criteria. The first one is on scientific ethics. The second one, initiative. Third, originality and clarity of interpretation, and value in fostering a better public understanding about agricultural biotechnology and its impact on society. At this point, allow me to recognize and thank this year's judges for their outstanding and shrewd judgment in selecting the winners that we are going to celebrate today. May I request that they all stand, if they are here, our judges. And I want to give them just 30 seconds each to introduce themselves so you get to hear their voices. I know some of you have interacted with them. Yes, I don't know whether there's any mic.
So this year, for example, at African level, we are going to have this same kind of a celebration on the 3rd of December at Pride Inn. And we really do hope that, again, we can celebrate what our journalists have done, but more importantly, commit to continue to report about agriculture biotechnology, and as we continue to better the lives of Africans, especially the rural farmers. What have we seen over the years? I think when we were starting this journey, we didn't know, for example, that it would make a dent on our public perception around biotechnology or GMOs. But over the years, and I want to attribute this to the work that journalists are doing, we've seen that perception really changing. We've seen the ordinary men and women, especially farmers, understanding what this technology is all about. And I think that's what we really wanted, because before, that was actually a remote idea to think that a farmer who, for example, can't even read and understand English can appreciate this technology in their own language, in their own way of doing things. And we've seen that happening, and I think those are the stories that should delight all of us in terms of what, as the media, you've done. We've also indeed seen that that bridge of them and us is actually narrowing. So those, for example, that were against biotechnology and all that, we've seen them coming closer and closer to the table, and we are beginning to dialogue. So that antagonism, as if I may call it, is actually getting weaker and weaker. And that, again, I want to attribute to the work that the journalists have done over the years, and in particular what the Ofab chapters have done, and in this case what Ofab Kenya has done in Kenya. I think the levels of awareness around biotechnology is increasing. We've seen government really supporting chapters. We've seen government supporting initiatives. Again, I want to believe that to a great extent, the media has played a great role. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me indeed again thank you for coming and also invite you to the Ofab Africa Media Awards, which is going to be on the 3rd of December at Friday from 4 p.m., where we're going to see who is going to be this overall winner of Africa. And some of the entries into that competition are going to be the names that are going to be announced here, because it's a contest of those that have won from the 7 chapters where Ofab is operating. Otherwise, thank you very much, and may God bless you.
Our host, Ofab, in partnership with the International Service for the Acquisition of Agribiotech Application, that is ISA, National Commission for Science and Technology, NACOSTI, Africa Agricultural Technology Foundation, CARO, our sister ministry of Agriculture, our Ministry of Industrialization, our ministry, members from the media fraternity, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is my pleasure to join you this afternoon to grace this occasion, first on behalf of my Cabinet Secretary, Madam Betty Maina, who had been invited, but she had other commitment. And therefore, being her deputy, she sent me to come and represent her here, and she sent me to convey her apologies that she could not make it. She would have really loved to be here because this is a topic, this is an area she holds close to her heart, because as the Minister of Industrialization, Trade and Enterprise, we know that this is one area which will take us to the next level, and I will be covering that. I'm also happy to be with you, and I believe all of you are following the protocol set out by the Ministry of Health and other organizations, so that you not only protect yourself, but also your loved one. We wish to remind you to keep observing those protocols, because as Dr. Margaret said, she gave the figures which are there, and it's worrying. I think I forgot to acknowledge that, the other than the name Chinoko, the other one is Vitumbiko. And I said, ni jina kubwa, mwili kidogo. You know, he carries a very big name, but a very small body. That is the irony in life. So if you want to have a big body, just have a small name. Now, for today, we are here to celebrate the media which have been covering the area of biotechnology in agriculture. And as you all know, agriculture is a major contributor to our GDP. In fact, it contributes, that is 35% of the GDP directly and 57% indirectly. In terms of employment, it is the largest single employer, that is directly and indirectly. The importance of agriculture has been highlighted in Kenya through Vision 2030, the Medium-Term Plan 3, and the Agriculture Sector Transformation and Growth Strategy of 2019 to 2029. Again, agriculture plays a major role or appears prominently in the Big Four agenda, especially in two areas. One, in achieving 100% food and nutrition security, and again, in achieving the target for the manufacturing sector, that is contributing 15% of the GDP by 2022. Our Ministry of Industrialization will appreciate the role played by biotechnology and agriculture, especially in providing raw materials for our industry. A case in point is textile, apparel, and cotton subsector, which the government has earmarked as a key contributor to manufacturing pillar. By 2022, the cumulative investment in the sector are targeted to increase to 2 billion with 500,000 new cotton jobs and 100,000 new apparel jobs. This is expected to achieve in part through policy and incentive reviews. The construction of 5 million square feet industrial sheds, these are being done all over the country so that we can improve the manufacturing. the training of the youth, targeting 50,000 youth and women in the sector, and planting 200,000 hectares of BT cotton. Cotton production under the Big Four agenda is expected to increase from 29,000 bales to 200,000 bales by the year 2022. The Ministry of Industrialization, Trade and Enterprise Development, in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries and other stakeholders, have been engaging on revitalization of cotton production in Kenya, including cultivation of BT cotton. A cotton task force team was appointed to ensure the implementation of the roadmap in July 2017. With the recommendation of the BT cotton task force, His Excellency the President, Uhuru Kenyatta, directed 3 ministries, that is the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Agriculture, and the Ministry of Industrialization, Trade and Enterprise Development to work together in delivering BT cotton to farmers. BT cotton is expected to provide farmers 3 times more in yield production compared to present conventional varieties. The BT cotton promise became a reality in December 2019 when Cabinet approved commercial planting following extensive engagement between the Cotton Task Force and the executive. After the Cabinet had approved the BT cotton planting, the Ministry of Agriculture picked the first 5 counties in Western Kenya, which were, first 5 counties which were to benefit from the first seeds. And these 5 countries for trial were Busia, Kisumu, Baringo, Tana River, and Kware. And they received their seeds in the March-April season. Farmers in Eastern Kenya received 16.3 tons of BT cotton seeds to be planted during the current short season. BT cotton is currently planted in 15 countries globally, and it is covering an area of 24 million hectares. The top 3 leading countries are India with about 11.6 hectares, USA with about 5 million hectares, and China with about 2.9 million hectares. Kenya is now the latest entrant, joining South Africa, Sudan, Ethiopia, Malawi, Nigeria, and Eswatini in planting BT cotton in Africa. It has been about 20 years since the research with the BT cotton started, and the research has proven, as Dr. Margaret has said, that it is successful in controlling Africa bollworm. The cotton yield expected when we plant BT cotton is about 1,400 kilograms per acre, compared to what the conventional cotton produces, that is about 800 kilograms per acre. A farmer will be able to earn within a season from 1 acre about 61,000 Kenya shillings, compared to about 22,000 which farmers growing conventional cotton have been earning. And if it is put under irrigation, it will improve from 1,400 kilograms to 2,520 kilograms. That means it will raise the income of farmers from 56,000 shillings to about 130,000 shillings. So this is an area we must keep encouraging our farmers to engage. If you look at what they'll be getting from 1 acre of BT cotton and what they get from 1 acre of maize, you cannot compare the two. Because if from an acre of maize, they can get, say, 15 bags to 20 bags. For 15, and you buy it at between 2,000 and 3,000, that's about between 30 and 40,000. Whereas the BT cotton will be giving them about 61,000 shillings. Therefore, they will be getting 40 to 60% more than they would get from growing other crops. So we will be encouraging our farmers to engage in BT cotton. After growing cotton, there is a future in the textile industry. As you are all aware, we are now in the middle of negotiations of US FTA because we have been relying on AGOA to assess the US market. AGOA is coming to an end in 2025. Therefore, in preparation for that, we have started negotiations with America. And one of our areas one of the markets we would wish to assess is the textile market in the US. The textile market in US is about 340 billion, which is huge. But what do we supply as Kenya? We are only able to sell about 450 US dollars, 450 million US dollars per year. But you can see the market is over 343 billion. The opportunity for us is that huge. And if you look at the products we export, we mainly rely on raw materials coming from other countries. And then we do work on them in our EPZ, and then we export. But if we were to rely on our cotton, which is being grown locally, we will save ourselves what we spend importing the fabrics and garments, and thereafter what we spend importing those fabrics and garments, and we'll have improved the welfare of our Kenyans. Again, BT cotton, we are saying, will contribute greatly in achieving our government achieving the target of 15%, the contribution to the GDP of the manufacturing sector to 15%. To attain developed or industrialized, to attain developed or industrialized country status, we must ensure that we have an enabling environment for adoption and commercialization of innovative technologies that have the potential to boost the economy, to boost economic growth and development. As a result, we continue to critically and candidly review our policies towards addressing any policy contradiction that hinder access to knowledge. To address today's business, that is the media, the Kenyan media bear a unique power in fostering appreciation of the potential science, technology, and innovation in contribution to the Big Four agenda, especially improved food security and boosting the manufacturing sector. Hence, it is the obligation of every media house to enhance public understanding and acceptance of technology and innovation as a crucial transformation of Kenya development agenda. The media bears a very heavy responsibility to ensure that Kenyans understand the role science is playing in our transformation agenda, because there is a lot of misinformation about biotechnology. If you ask people, they'll tell you, GMO, GMO, Nini, what's the problem? You ask them, how did you get to know there's GMO? Who told them? Who told them that there's something called GMO? Ukimuuliza GMO ni nini, atakwambia ni nini? Hiyo vitu inaletwa hapa. Hiyo chakula ya GMO. But if you ask him what it is, he cannot tell. But you'll say, niliambiwa. Uliambiwa na nani? Utamwambia ulisikia wapi? Nilisikia huko. Wapi? Huko. So it is the duty of the media to sensitize Kenyans on the pros and the cons. It is good to let them know. And the only way you can do this, engage the specialists. They are here. Don't come to me, I'm not a scientist. I'll tell you about law and whether it is lawful to have GMO or unlawful, but on its safety or not. Akina daktari are here, and we have so many of them here. Why don't you engage them? Do your research, and then do an informed presentation or an informed report from which Kenyans can engage in a discussion for and against, based on information. Most importantly, factual reporting channels correct information all the way to decision and policy making. Because if there is misinformation, now the people at the policy level have a big challenge, because going to pass or to implement policies, you meet a lot of resistance, because the information which the citizens got first, that is what stuck to their mind. Therefore, trying to reverse it and tell them, no, this is not how it is, it becomes a very difficult task. Therefore, we would wish to encourage our journalists to continue doing the good work they are doing, continue doing the research, continue writing informed, factual publications, and further invite people to engage. Invite specialists in your forum. If one writes a column this week, invite another one to rebut, so that people can continue reading and getting the factual position. To attain the goals outlined on the revival of the manufacturing sector, the Ministry of Industrialization, Trade and Enterprise Development consider the media fraternity as a key stakeholder. We therefore laud the work of Ofab Kenya towards appreciating the media effort on factual reporting on science, technology, and innovation. We also call the media to go beyond reporting by saying, in that function, he said, you know, that is a mod. Alisema, akiongea, alisema. You also need to bring something factual. Criticize, research, and say, I saw it during a week ago in some media houses in a country. They were reporting saying, so and so says this and this, and then they were saying without any evidence. You know, you need to, sometimes somebody made this and this and this, but whatever he said was not supported by any evidence. It was not supported by any research, but he said, so that you can also put caveat to the people reading that paper. So I've said we also call upon the media to go beyond the he said reporting by asking difficult questions and taking on investigative journalism that is backed by data and informed by credible research. This is particularly important when reporting on complex issues where competing partisan sides vie for a reporter's attention and validation. There will be always two sides competing, one for, one against. It is your duty to do a balanced report so that people can make a decision based on reporting which is backed by facts and research. You know, it's an afternoon and people have eaten. If I continue making the presentation, people may start dosing. And I was told the most important thing is to know when you have finished saying what you wanted to say. I've finished what I wanted to say. Thank you.